This week on Did Y'all See, we're talking about Patience Carter, a survivor of the Orlando shooting, the engagement photo that went viral, and a special We See You. Get into all this tea on Did Y'all See. Hello and welcome to another episode of Did Y'all See. As you can tell, there are 5 of us here today. That's for a couple of reasons. One, because we like to give the people what they want, and y'all asked for it. And 2, this is Jazmine's last episode of Did Y'all See.
She's crying already?
Yes. I saw her over there. I was like, she's going on to the next chapter of her life, and we'll talk about it later. Right. So let's talk about this first story, which is also sad.
Right.
Right. So just keep the tears flowing.
Right. So our first story is another sad one. One of the survivors from the Orlando shooting at the Pulse nightclub, her name is Patience Carter, and she was injured during the shooting. She was shot like a couple times in her legs, and she came forward and was talking about, her experience and what it was like. She was like, the night was super fun. It was like the best time they had. They were trying to celebrate their friend who had just graduated from high school. And she actually had gotten out of the club and then went back in because she noticed that her cousin was still in there. And so she was out with a friend. She and the friend were out. Then she and the friend went back inside to get her cousin. And the friend who went in with her passed away. So it's just a tragic story, but what was really crazy is that she was talking about, the hours that she was in the bathroom with the gunman and what he was saying. And there was one point he was like, are there any black people in the bathroom in here? And because people were hiding in the stall. Are there any black people here? And this guy said, it's like 6 or 7 of us. And he was like, oh, well, I don't have a problem with black people. You guys have suffered enough.
He's a mess. Like, I don't feel better that he said he's not going to kill black people. Because first of all, you went into, like you said, he went into a club full of minorities. And, like, bullets don't have a name on it. Like, you went in there with a machine gun, son.
Right.
I don't necessarily, I think people were trying to say that because they like to feel like, oh, black people are exempt. It's some type of imaginary reparations that whoever is trying to give us. And it's like, no, like, just let it go, and I think it's also very insulting for those who passed away to say like, hey, ain't nobody was saved.
Right.
So, I think people are very idle on the internet and they're looking for reasons now to find some type of, peace, comfort in the situation.
Yeah, it didn't really make any sense. I mean, I saw several black, people who died, and I just felt like it just took the conversation then in a different direction because then people are like, oh, he wasn't just homophobic, he was racist because he wanted to save black people, and other people, and it's like, no, that clearly wasn't the case. So it's like an interesting thing to know, but like you said, that wasn't the mission, he set out, and that wouldn't have been any better anyway. I don't know. It just is upsetting, all the way around, and I just don't know what, where we're gonna go.
I feel like, it was just sad because these things happen and then you get a little comfortable again.
Yeah.
And then they happen again and it's like, it really makes you really like rethink the value, of your life and stuff like that. Like, cause you're always like, these people probably were, cause I was thinking about last time, I'm like, these people were probably listening to like when they had the Boston Marathon massacre, like, those same people in that club are probably like, that's just terrible. And to know, like, you went in the club, like, just like any one of us does on any given weekend, like, we're gonna have a great time, and you really get killed. Yeah. Like, the concept that man was in there for so long that he could come back around and just, like, shoot you multiple times. Yeah. It was just, like, disgusting. And I know people don't like to talk about gun control, things like that, but at least we need to work on people getting their hands on automatic weapons.
Yeah. Right.
Because at least the damage could be a lot less. Maybe people might feel more inclined to, if they think about it, maybe want to do something, like maybe jump on somebody if you just have like a small handgun as opposed to like, I can't do anything about it.
Or you'll run out of bullets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just, and the fact that people can get them within like minutes, like you were saying the other day, like it's just disgusting.
Yeah. So did y'all see Dr. Steve Perry? He has a couple of shows on television. He's known as this, great educator. He was at Steve Harvey's camp for boys that he has every year. And during the discussion, they were talking about aesthetics are linked to your success. And Sherang wrote about this, saying, you know, that they were encouraging the boys who had braids or who had locks to cut their hair. So what do you guys think about locks or natural or braids not being professional? What do you think about, you know, black people encouraging black people to cut their hair?
That to me, I was really disappointed, you know, because I read his tweets where he was so proud. Like, I just watched, I think it was like 15 boys get rid of locks and unkempt afros and stuff like that. When he said unkempt afros, like an image came in my mind, which, you know, of like people not taking care of their hair or whatever. Right. But that's also the same way employers feel when you just come with your hair twisted out. You know, they think that that's unkempt also. And so I didn't think that sent a good message.
When I read the tweets and everything, I was just like, yeah, don't push that. I mean, I get it. Young people, young boys, maybe they are doing a little bit more eccentric things with throws and stuff like that, you know, because now people are doing a little,
high tops
and the color and things like that.
Which I like.
Right, but you know, at the same time, I just don't think we as adults should push young people to be feeling like you can't define who you are.
I get like telling young men that they need to present themselves a certain way.
Right.
I mean, as far as clothing goes, make sure that you look together, but I don't think that their hair, especially their locks, has anything to do with it. Like you want people out in the professional field to represent the full spectrum, so that other kids will see them. Hey, he kind of looks like me. Like, why are we trying to whitewash everything?
Everything. I mean, obviously, I'm sitting here with locks in my head, so I just really don't like it. And I know, you know, I received the same messages when I went to school. I had just gone natural, and everybody was like, well, you should get a wig for interviews, and you should, you know, do that. But I'm like, I don't want to work for anybody that will require me to cover, literally cover myself. To me, it's such an insult. And I'm like, it's bad enough that white people are doing that to us, but when we're doing that to ourselves, I'm like, how are they ever going to learn?
Exactly.
How are they ever going to learn if this is what we're doing to ourselves? And I mean, it just shows to me like how much the self-hatred has like penetrated our psyche. But if we're talking about a style, and that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And everyone knows a white IT guy with a ponytail down their back.
Girl.
So let's not talk about length of hair being
exactly.
I don't know. I think, like you said, it's a part of the conditioning, and I also just feel like that's the train that Steve Harvey is on, and I don't think people should pay attention to it anymore because it's, you know, it's getting played out like an 8-track.
But when people see him, they're like, well, he's got a show. He's got multiple shows.
Gosh, I
so
know.
that's what
he's doing something.
Right, he's doing
like,
it,
but
and you at home.
But
like, my opinion still matters.
Okay, right. We writing?
But we're trying to shift. We're trying to shift out of that.
Yeah, because I'm curious, you know, what else was taught, because I feel like a bigger lesson, black men need self-love. You know, they need to learn about that. There's not enough encouragement of like, who you are is okay. Skin color issues, you know, we just talked about. And like entrepreneurism, start your own shit if they're not gonna let you come in there with dreads, you know, or whatever. So
look how you want.
Yeah.
So did y'all see this Ghanaian bride? She posted her engagement photos. And you know, it went viral, and it went viral because people were coming onto her photo to body shame her, like, oh, this is just so unhealthy, blah, blah, blah. He looks like he's straining to lift her, all this, et cetera, just mean and nasty things. And it went viral after she responded. She was like, I see your rubbish comments, and I'm just like unfazed and unbothered. So after that, people were like, oh yeah, she's body positive, she has confidence. And then, afterward, someone got a hold of the picture and put it next to another image with another couple. The groom is lifting his bride-to-be up, and they're thin. And they're like, y'all showing a before picture, but y'all not showing the after picture. Love transforms you. But homegirl is still the same size.
But she was last week.
Right. Yeah, it was literally a week ago. So she didn't lose weight. And my question is, when I found it, I was like, why do people want to? It's like they couldn't celebrate it like this. She had to be thin before we were like, oh, okay, yeah, let's congratulate her. Let's talk about love and let's talk about happiness. Yeah. Like there was love and happiness in this picture.
Everyone is so uninformed. Like I unfollow people on Facebook on the regular pictures. They're just so damn stupid. Like why would you knew this wasn't the same person. You knew it when you put it together, and you still put it out there as if
she had a weight loss journey.
I have a question though. Are they trying to say like maybe when they get together and they get married, the love can push her to lose weight?
No. Girl,
they were trying to say it already happened. that they
Before
already,
and after.
yeah.
Oh, that's
They
what
put
that
it together,
yeah.
like it works together, saves
Right, so
together.
that's what I was wondering. Is that what they're trying to say?
So we're just gonna glaze over the fact that y'all
It's a
stole both
couple
of these
things.
pictures.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Either way, it wasn't clear.
Couple doses of bullshit.
Right.
So they were,
Yeah.
they didn't know that it wasn't the same couple.
Right.
It was like, but the point still stands. I'm like, no,
No, it doesn't. No. Neither did the other points I saw on the article of like celebrating this celebrates obesity. It's like, does it? This is nothing to do.
They love each other. They're getting married. What does her size have to do with anything?
Right, and you not celebrating it says more about you than about what they have going on here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I never understand why people are so pressed with other people's weight.
Right.
Like, you don't know me from Adam. Like you said, you don't care about me. I mean, I get it. Like, I just think that people, if they want to lose weight, like that doesn't encourage them whatsoever.
Exactly.
You're going to come to the conclusion on your own that I'm going to do this for myself, or I'm going to do this for my husband, I'm going to do this so we can be together longer, whatever. But you don't need random strangers being like, this celebrates obesity. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, we're not stupid. I'm not going to look at this picture and be like, bitch, I'm finna go eat everything in sight so I can get a man. Like, we're not, nobody is like elementary school. Like, we just want to celebrate happy people.
Yes.
Right.
And this, I saw this on like a wedding, the wedding blogs, whatever that I follow on Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see you, boo.
That's what I said.
Let him pick you up.
Exactly.
If you want to be about it, pick up.
Exactly.
Pick that girl up.
Exactly.
And I'm happy because they look super happy.
Exactly.
So just, you gotta leave it at that. But I'm telling you, social media people are so fucking negative because they have so much irritating shit going on in their own life. They ain't alone, they ain't got nothing going on, so they like, but how the fat girl get so and so? It's like, get a life.
Exactly.
Get some business and maybe you can get picked up in a picture too.
Yes.
Until then, you'll be picking your own damn self.
Right.
Yes.
Get off fucking Instagram all day. Get out the streets. Goodness.
For this week's We See You. We See You. We have a special shout out for our girl Jazmine. Oh my God. Our producer compiled a few of our favorite clips from Jazmine from Did Y'all See? So check it out.
Why you do this to me?
Y'all see, Chris Brown has a secret baby. It was funny for him to be like, I'm not with the messy stuff, because you were pretty messy. Your stuff ain't out there, but you messy.
Hello, and welcome to this special episode of Did Y'all See After Show. Today we're joined by our friend, a friend of MadameNoire, Dietrich Haddon.
It's a wonderful thing to be with you guys. So, you're engaged?
Yes.
I was in the spirit. See, that's what you get when you get a man of God in the building. Oh, Jesus, oh, Lord. Jesus. Well, that's what that song make you do. Make you just want to go in.
Like, it might have come out so crazy. Like,
That's my sister. My sister was like, she's all like, that nigga's
fuck boy.
Like, my daddy will turn, right now, I am about to be 25, and my dad will come up somewhere and turn up. I thought Hallie found her Boaz. I'm just playing.
We're choosing between Waka Flocka, Flame, or Fetty Wap.
Can I pick both?
What?
Really?
Why do you always want both?
Jazmine.
Jigga.
Boo.
Don't be a hater.
So, I do think Nas is very handsome. He's a very attractive
You always
man.
get so
Talking to that sex pot boy.
Because I just
think.
because I need to get in character. So let me rock and let me do what I do.
Bro, if somebody were to kick my grandmama out her church, I will go and tear that joint up from the pulpit to the door. I would act so crazy. Kick my grandmama out. I dare you. Do it.
Tell us what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a teacher.
Yes.
I've always wanted to teach English, so I'm gonna miss you guys.
We're gonna miss you too.
But, you know, I tried to convince y'all to come with me. So, you know, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm just like so overwhelmed. But the best part of working with MadameNoire has been working with you guys.
We love you
Okay.
too, boo-boo.
We do. It's not over.
Y'all better be at my wedding.
Jazmine always tickles me because she's very nosy and she wants to be a part of everything and she wants to know the tea and the gossip on everything. But then she'll like zone out. And then like she says all the time, like, my attention span is just
Right.
like, we'll be talking about something so serious and like, and girls, so did you hear about this? but I really would love a Snickers.
Yes.
I think my favorite moment was I was reading that sex story, and so I'm like really into like this sex story, and I'm like reading it out loud to Veronica and Jazmine, and a coworker who's quite awkward like walks in, and all I see Jazmine like literally flip out of her chair and is like spinning around, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is not even the climax part. Like, we're not even in a good part of the story. But that was my favorite moment, just because like it's just shenanigans on one day, so it's just like I don't know what's going on.
I didn't know I meant that much to you.
My favorite Jazmine moment is a funny one. It was when Lemonade came out, and we were talking about Jay-Z stepping out, and Jazmine was like, I hate when an ugly nigga act up. And I was like, yes. I thought I was the only one who felt that way. So that will always be my favorite moment.
So crunk.
Right.
And you just like kind of like a writer in ways. And I'm one of those kind of people too where it's like, you know some shit ain't right. So you're gonna like really make it known. And we've had incidents where people tried it, and we had to be, and you were the first one to be like, so let me tell you what so-and-so tried to do. And I'm like, let a motherfucker not show tell. Like, they're like, you are overreacting. I think you're overreacting. And I'm like, yes, let folks know. And I appreciate that because you gotta stick up for people, you gotta, exactly. So I do love that about you, and I've talked to you since before you was even in the office.
You adopted me.
So I'm just gonna miss you, but I'm so happy for you, and I think you'll be a really good teacher, and the kids gonna love you. They're gonna be like, "Hey, Miss Jazmine." Don't worry, you do really well. Hey y'all, thank you for watching and supporting us every single week. For more Did Y'all See? Click here. For celebrity interviews, here. And for our comedic series Relationship Hacks, click here. And as always, be sure to subscribe.